Good afternoon and welcome to Channel 44. I am Mercy Gashegu Sembatia to bring you this afternoon's news in brief, basically on the international scene. Before I go into the news, I'd like to remind you that on Wednesday, which is tomorrow by 1, Pastor Jessica Kayanja is inviting all of us, men and women, ladies and gentlemen, to come and join her in the National Women's Prayer Day. Come fasted, come ready to break through, come ready to pull down altars, come ready to break through in your life, in your marriage, in your family, and you will never remain the same again. I am Mercy Gashegu Sembatia, together with Livingstone Kawesi, to bring you this afternoon's news in brief. We'll be going straight to the international scene outside the Pearl of Africa. The U.S. ambassador to Nigeria has said the 25th of February elections failed to meet Nigeria's expectations. In a statement, Mary Leonard urged the Electoral Commission to address the hitches it experienced before the governorship polls on the 11th of March. The envoy urged INEC to be more transparent and it makes reforms on the election system. She commended the presidential poll losers, opposition People's Democratic Party's Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi of Labour Party for pledging to go to court to challenge the outcome of the vote. INEC has said it will deploy its voter identification system for the 11th March elections and pledged to punish its officials found to have compromised in the presidential elections. Still on Africa, the Mozambican weather authorities have said the moderate cyclone Freddy is returning to the Mozambique Channel and Zambezi and Sofala regions may be hit according to projections. The storm, according to meteorologists, is moving at a speed of 13 kilometers per hour towards the southwest coast of Madagascar and could reach the severe tropical storm stage by Monday. Mozambique's National Institute of Meteorology has predicted continued heavy rains, more than 200 millimeters in 24 hours over the ocean, and winds of up to 110 kilometers per hour, accompanied by gusts of up to 150 meters per hour, which could disturb the sea, generating waves that are above 10 feet tall, all 3 meters. The agency has warned people to take precautionary and safety measures. And outside Africa, a month after the devastating earthquakes in Turkey and Syria, those who survived face an uncertain future. One of their most serious problems is finding somewhere safe to live, and at least 1.5 million people are now homeless, and it's unclear how long it will take to find them proper shelter. The Turkish disaster agency AFAD, meanwhile, says almost 2 million people have now left the quake zone. Some are living with friends or loved ones elsewhere in the country. Flights and trains out of the region are free to those who want to leave. Though in the town of Samandang near the Mediterranean coast, it's clear that some people and their families are going nowhere. In Bangladesh, authorities are investigating the cause of a massive fire in a Rohingya refugee camp, which has left 12,000 people without shelter. No casualties have been reported, but the fire yesterday raised 2,000 shelters after spreading quickly through gas cylinders in kitchens, according to officials. Police are investigating if the fire was an act of sabotage. One man has been detained, according to local media. The camp in the southeast is believed to be the world's largest refugee camp. Most of its residents, Rohingya refugees, had fled persecution in neighboring Myanmar. Elsewhere, Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis has asked for forgiveness from families of the 57 victims of this week's train crash. In a Facebook message, Mr. Mitsotakis said in the Greece of 2023, 2 trains heading in different directions cannot run on the same line and no one noticed. Protests have continued for days. Clashes were reported on Sunday as thousands joined a demonstration in the capital, Athens. Police estimated 12,000 people attended the protest. And Channel migrants will be removed from the UK, banned from future re-entry, and unable to apply for British citizenship under new legislation. The slew of proposed measures will apply to anyone arriving on UK shores in a small boat. Further details are expected to be announced by the government on Tuesday. The Refugee Council has criticized the plans and says thousands of people will be left permanently in limbo as a result. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who has made stopping the boats one of his top priorities, told the press, make no mistake, if you come here illegally, you will not be able to stay. And in Asia, China says it will increase military spending by more than 7% this year, while warning of escalating threats. It was announced at the National People's Congress, a rubber stamp parliament, which is due to confirm President Xi Jinping's third term. Beijing's stated military budget, around $225 billion, is dwarfed by that of the United States, which is 4 times greater. The analysts believe China downplays how much it spends on defense. In the past decade alone, China's defense budget has risen by about 10% each year, with 2014 seeing the highest increase of 12.2%. And finally, 9 security officers were killed and at least 13 others were wounded during a bomb attack in southwest Pakistan. The blasts happened in Balochistan province, where the officials were returning to the provincial capital Quetta after policing the Sibi Festival, an annual cultural event. Well, that brings us to the end of this afternoon's news in brief. Thank you for watching Channel 44. I remind you that Dream Interpretation continues today, and this time Pastor Jessica Kayanja will be ministering as Pastor Robert Kayanja is in Juba for the crusade. In the past evening revival services, we have seen the great hand of God touch his people through the ministry of Pastor Jessica Kayanja. Please do not miss this evening. It's going to be awesome. And also I remind you that on Wednesday, which is the Women's Day, it's a national public holiday. Please join us in prayer here at the Miracle Center Cathedral. Pastor Jessica Kayanja will be leading us. There will be great praise and worship. There will be a lot of encounters in the presence of God that you do not want to miss. We'll be waging war on behalf of our families. There will be pulling down of altars, breaking covenants, and this afternoon will be a sample of what is going to happen on Wednesday in the Women's Day prayer breakfast. It's not only for women, men are also invited. If you really want to see greater heights for your family, come and join us and you will not remain the same again. She is coming up next with the lunch hour program that you do not want to miss. If you can't stay tuned to Channel 44, catch the lunch hour program on YouTube, Pastor Jessica Kayanja on Facebook and YouTube, and Robert Kayanja Ministries on Facebook and YouTube. Your life will not remain the same again. Enjoy your afternoon.